All right, hello, and welcome back to For the Badge podcast. You know what time it is. It's another episode, another match week preview. But before we get down to all of that, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, get the notification bell on so you can get all of the new videos upcoming. And today we're going to start out with something that I've been looking forward to for a while. I'm really excited about. Xavier has been sent a gift, and we're going to have him open it right here on the pod. Go ahead, my man.
Right now.
Right here, right now. Do it.
I'm not supposed to flip it over. I'm supposed to just open it as is.
Open it as it is.
All right. Yeah. Should I do this? Should I do this with everybody? Here we go, guys.
Yeah, do it. Yeah.
They've glued this with some sort of secret agent.
Super adhesive.
Super adhesive. But yeah, here we go.
It's
the
nice healing spray. Really healing spray that they've.
There we go.
You told me not to read the label. So now I can read the label? Okay. So, this is addressed to the Dungeon Master at what is my address. Now I'm scared to open this. I thought it was some
Dungeon Master.
I guess I am in the household. I thought that went to somebody else, but we won't go this week. That's for next week, guys. That's for next week. But
pay extra for that. Oh, you're gonna pay extra for that.
Oh, I will wear this.
You gotta wear it right now. You gotta put it on.
Until he gets sacked,
Put it on your
I
hat.
will wear this.
Put it on your hat.
It is my very own Potter Stinks badge, and I will wear this until that man is gone.
Put it on your hat, man.
You can wear that for a while, bro.
Especially with the team we've assembled. I don't think he can
Put it
manage
on
this
your hat
stuff.
right now.
Oh, it's going on right now. Right now. When we lose to Borussia Dortmund, I hope everyone else is on the same page. But this is going on the hat.
Oh man, I love it. Yeah, lean your head in so we can get a real good look at that. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Right here.
Great. I love it.
Right here. So y'all all know what it is.
Oh,
Actually, here, I'll put it a little, I'll offset it. Yeah, I'll offset it. Here we go.
I wish that it was just like the one from the movie, and instead of saying support Cedric Diggory, you could press it in and it says support Thomas Tuchel.
Oh, that would be dope. Actually, I'm on the Zidane train now, boy.
Support Zinedine Zidane.
Oh, man.
God, that'd be so great.
Yes. Yes.
Well, since we're on it, we might as well start with the mid-off, the old mud bowl.
Mud dog.
It lived up to it, the mud bowl, I thought.
It really did. It really did.
But y'all were a better team.
We were.
did
And I said it last week. There have been plenty of times where Chelsea has gone to Anfield, played really well, and not left with a win. And I don't think we played extremely well, but we were a better team. We had some semblance of, hey, there might be still something there. And again, my man Benoit, I love him. I already love him.
I don't know, man. He should have finished. Both of those were platters. That free kick inlay, all he had to do was just put something on it.
Therefore, though, he's not there to score goals.
You gotta do that. Thiago, I feel bad for my man Thiago. The post has 99 defense, 99 reflection, 99 kick.
Reflection? What does it blow out there?
No, people? So in the reflexes, yeah, sorry. In FIFA, the goalie stats are all laid out. The post has 99, all of them. But the post just denied my man, and I really did feel bad that we couldn't put that one back. And Havertz, it's unfortunate, but offsides is offsides. Like we've been saying it. It's going to come up later in the podcast as we go through some of these games, especially when we highlight some other ones. But there's no argument. It's not like, oh, they robbed it. I felt like it came a little bit late. Like the review was a little bit long. So Chelsea had already kind of gotten over this hill and they had all celebrated together. They got back kind of like they were running back to their formation. And then it was announced to them like,
they know. You always know though. Every single goal is checked like that.
But that's the
Liverpool. Liverpool.
I mean, but they got it right. There is
Yeah,
no,
they
there's
did.
no
No.
controversy at all. But I do feel like there was other chances for us to finish, and Allison was getting very frustrated first half. We had him flustered. The defense was breaking down. And then when Mud Dog came in, which I was very impressed. He came at them. He had energy. He's driving the ball up the field. He's looking off to make a play. He's also, I do think that they gave one to Liverpool in this game. We'll get to it in a little bit on my end. I do think even though Mudryk gets the ball and in that position, that foul on Conor Gallagher is a penalty. Is 100% callable stop play penalty. Because if Mudryk doesn't score, this is the problem that I have with all of this, right? Because in this scenario, this is where it becomes unfair. Because if he gets the ball and scores, they won't call it back and it's not a PK. But if he gets the ball and he's in a less probable position to score, but ends up with the ball anyway, they deny the PK. They deny the PK opportunity, allow the play to go on with the possession that's already had in the box. I get it. I understand the rules behind that. I just felt like Conor got absolutely obliterated. I mean, he's small. He's not a big guy, but he got blasted.
I mean, he went down pretty easy.
You're supposed to in the box. But that's not even what I would hang my hat on. Like, oh, we should have won because we should have had a PK. Absolutely not. We should have won because we should have finished 8 other chances that we had well before all of this. And Liverpool just had nothing. They created a few chances. Once Mudryk came in the game, Milner got ran to death. I'm surprised he didn't catch a red, to be honest.
Man, he looked 85 next to
He
him.
was getting
showed his age. He was like, "Oh, I'm going to take that old man straight to the assisted living house." Like, yeah.
It was like watching Bale against, oh gosh, who was it that played for Inter? He was Brazilian. I can't remember now. Was it Maicon?
I don't know. That would be a long time ago though.
Yeah, but it was when Bale was at Tottenham.
Tottenham, yeah.
And he just ran him ragged. It was just up and down, up and down. I will say this though. I said this on the previous pod. I felt like the signing of Mudryk was because we needed somebody who would actually go at a defender. You look at Chelsea in general. I like to always say they're trying to score the Arsenal way, a previous Arsenal way. It's like, get it as close to the box, and get it as close to the goal and just kind of tap it in. No one that actually will run at defenders, and he does. He had, and I don't know what happened with Chuka, because he was set up on a platter to take a shot, and he falls on his feet. But he looked like a baby giraffe.
I feel like they must have like watered the pitch and then it froze over. It looked like an ice skate rink out there, man.
It really did. And the issue that it's just that
when we
play that. I mean, if you go back and watch that squad play, those young squad, the B team, if you want to, you watch that they cannot handle. They can't handle the Prem, like coming up into the first team. They have made so many mistakes. It's not like the old academy. And I will give this to Potter and too. Like, I've always been like, hey, play the academy, play the young guys, let them step up. Lewis Hall can't do that. He cannot do that. He cannot show up in a big moment and finish or create or handle that pressure or that moment. They know it's like, oh my God, this is my moment. And it's just.
But we're only seeing that because you have to.
True. And I will say this. Lewis Hall could have 3 goals by now. He has blown multiple really good chances. I'm not talking 17? Like, well, yeah, and that I'm not like holding him to that. I mean, I like Hutchinson. I hope that he gets more play.
I like Chuka.
I like Chuka. I mean, against City, he launched one that came close to scoring. I think he hit it off the post, if I remember right.
99, bro.
It was just weird. Like, I fully expected him to be calm and collective and be able to finish. Because the thing is, Chuka's played for Villa there, so it's not like it was a new experience for him.
Yep.
But also it's sort of like pass it to the Italians. Right now we don't have anybody to pass it to the Italians, so Murdyrk's going to be the Italians, but nobody's going to be able to finish at this point. We need somebody that's going to finish. And again, Aubameyang did absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, it continues to amaze me how poorly he even tries at this point.
Oh, he knows. He knows.
Collecting a check. He's going to walk back to Spain.
He knows.
Take him all summer. Because he's the first one out the door. There's no doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Out the door.
I will say this though, like.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I felt like, as much as we love Chelsea, I'm a little bit biased. I mean, I'm going to point it out there. I'm going to, weigh on the more side of our game. If you really look at this, though, it shows it's two-edged for me. It shows how bad we are playing in the hospital. We're playing out of the ER right now. Like, we're truly, hitting these guys up with some caffeine pills and being like, yo, you got to play today. Like, sorry about it. I don't care if you have a pulled hamstring. You're playing today. Like, I don't care. Like, that's what's wrong with our medical team is because we don't have a list of actual healthy guys. Even the ones that are out there are like, hey, man, I need a day. They're like, I don't care because we don't have anybody.
We don't have anybody else.
You don't have
so you're playing. Azpilicueta, get your stretcher. You're playing.
Go find that wall.
He was good for his 10 minutes. That's about all he needs to play right now.
But it shows the state both clubs are kind of in right now because Liverpool really are bad. Yeah. Like for Liverpool, for the names that they've signed into, like you got to think. I think Gakpo's a little bit bigger name than Mudryk.
Gakpo, I'm telling you,
only because he's
of the World Cup
goals in the World Cup,
right?
But see, and this is my concern about Enzo Fernandez, which I still think he's going to end up at Chelsea. Is he that good? Huh?
Do you not want him?
No, I do want him. Okay. Is he that good, or is it a result of the World Cup? Because now you're seeing this with Gakpo. He looks like he doesn't even know how to take a shot.
Also playing down the middle, which
he does not do. He's a winger.
He's a winger.
I mean, he's another Darwin. It's like making this puzzle piece. Like they have it, they know the player, and they're just like, hey, we need this, and just cramming it into like.
But here's the thing: when we were young, we could do that, no problem. It didn't matter that we played mostly on the wing. X, you're a winger. You've been a winger, for most of the your later playing days. If I told you, hey man, I need you to play down the middle, you would have no issue.
I mean, yeah, I played down the middle in my league. Like
if
I'm
I
the
said,
only
hey, X, our left back just puked on the sideline because he's drunk. We need you to play left back.
Started as a left back, but yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, I've been thrown there too, and that's kind of like the subject of like I would say Americanized soccer because we don't specialize. So like we play for need base. Like we see it even in our national team so much, and even so much in the World Cup stage. It's like, all right, we know you're like a center mid, but we are going to play you as a CDM because that's what we need, even if you're not specialized to do so. It's just kind of our style. Like we take a winger and make them play left back. We shuffle. Our coaches used to do that to me all the time, even professional coaches or trained coaches. You're going to be like, hey, this week or in 3 weeks, we're going to need you to play left back. I like your speed. We're going to make you mark this guy. Okay, I get that. Like that's fine. Now, okay, I understand the position. I run up against it every day. And it's more of a confidence thing. I really feel like because coach used to pull me aside and be like, hey, do you think you can play left back? And it's every time. If you're that type of player, if you're that type of mindset, yeah, I can play left back.
I'll play goalkeeper if you want me to.
My goalie got hurt. I John Terry'd it. I put the gloves on mid-game. I'm goalie.
I played goalie. I loved it.
Yeah, I'm goalie. If you're
my point is just that these guys are professionals, and we're talking about we're doing this. These guys are miles beyond, obviously. So Darwin Noodles should be able to be like, okay, look, it's not working out on the wing. Maybe Gakpo is a better winger, and Noodles can start down the middle. So Salah should be able to,
play anywhere.
Get this gigantic contract. He should be able to play down the middle. But
they specialize them so much to where they get so locked in here.
That's
I think they
ridiculous.
get so locked in here where I am a blank. Fill in
I
the
could
blank.
see
I am
that.
a center midfielder. I am a left wing.
When Thierry Henry came to this league, he was playing winger for France. He had already started for France on the wing. He had
Ashley Cole.
started at Monaco as a winger on the wing. Wenger says, "Nope, you're playing down the middle." And he was terrible at down the middle, wasn't he? It was just awful.
Position at all. Ashley Cole came to y'all as a left wing.
Yeah. Zinchenko started as a midfielder, and look what he's doing. Fuck,
Yeah.
Beasted it.
He's amazing.
killing it.
Had a
That's
monster game. And I
think
love.
that,
I'm sorry,
oh,
I hate
we'll get
Arsenal
there.
as much as I hate Arsenal as much as the next guy.
Whoa.
The passion.
Whoa.
It's a London rival. Like
Yeah,
love
I know, but Tottenham.
Oh, Tottenham's
Arsenal.
it's Man U.
You know, it's like
Man U for me. Man
everybody
U
hates Tottenham.
Oh, we'll get to hate on Tottenham as well. I got a couple.
Arsenal right here.
One more thing
had
about this game. Liverpool are so injured,
Yeah.
just like you guys,
Yeah.
that they're playing Stefan Bahatic, another really young guy, and I feel bad for him because he got run. He was bad. He was really bad. And you can see that Alexander-Arnold has been so bad that they're starting a 97-year-old, in his place. So it's not a good story. And to that point, I feel like y'all have all the positives from this game, few though they may be. And one of them is, not a positive, but this might have been your best chance to beat Liverpool at Anfield.
Yeah.
In ages. They might not be this bad next season. This is the worst Liverpool's been. That was a chance. That was a missed chance.
Oh yeah, it felt that way too.
Yep, it did.
But I will say this: Chelsea
like
won't be this bad next season either.
No, we will not.
No.
I don't know. I don't know. They all come back. I don't think this man can manage this squad. I still
they're not all coming back. There's gonna be a
Well, I'm saying when James
sale.
comes back, when the players that are staying get healthy. Like
right.
We know James will be a staple at the club. We know Ben Chilwell will come back and play over Cucurella because he's just proven. I don't know if he's too small. I don't know if he's too timid. I don't know what it is, but either we're not playing him right. That man is not a solid left back. He gets beat. He gets beaten is what I mean that in a physical sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He gets beaten. And it's hard because I'm small. I love playing defense. I love playing left back. But again, it was more of those that Tottenham game might have been more of an eye-opening situation than it was, hey, this guy got fouled or messed up. It's like, if you did that to Carlos Puyol, and you grabbed that man's hair like that,
man would have been dead.
That man would have murdered you.
Yeah, it's it's over.
And that's if you're gonna have it, you gotta be that. You gotta be him. You can't be running around with But
the question, I think a really good question to ask though is what's the difference between Cucurella with Brighton and Cucurella with Chelsea? And I think it all begins with that midfield. That midfield doesn't protect him whatsoever.
True.
100%.
And Liverpool tried to exploit that.
Jorginho, no. Gallagher's trying to. I guess he's trying to play more like an 8.
Saka had a field day when y'all came to the Emirates.
Oh yeah.
On Mark Cucurella.
Yeah.
Absolute field day. So you're right. You're 100% right. That the Sterling doesn't run back for him when he's
he's isolated. He's absolutely isolated.
So
but
didn't run back.
That's one reason why I think Pulisic should play more because he actually does cover. He does run back. Cucurella's best games are when Pulisic plays on that side. Against City, he played well until and it was early. I think it was about 35 minutes in. He played well until Pulisic went out. And then they put Chuka, I think, in for Pulisic, and he got exposed again. Got exposed by Mahrez.
You know who did run back? You know who did run back twice and won the ball twice?
Mudryk.
Dog.
It was beautiful.
A dog.
Because he's quick. That man can run like a cheetah. That dude's fast.
I would
He
say
is.
it's
His
exciting though
feet.
that when Felix gets off this suspension,
Oh yeah.
that combo together should be good.
It will be. It'll be fun to watch.
And you know, to say this about the Liverpool Chelsea game before we move on, I felt like we had worse players. I felt like we played better as a team, but the individual performances from some of these guys, like Conor Gallagher, like Lewis Hall, it just cost us in some of these moments to where we could have capital. Again, it's quality. We preached it since the pod started on this season. It's this quality that we're lacking, and it's the final third. Like those boys play, they hustle. I love it. Like Hall went and got the ball. That's awesome. Now I need you to actually be able to put that into a cross that is going to turn itself into a goal, not just blast it or not take the shot or take the shot and blast it. Like you got to start capitalizing on this because it's not the youth league. You're not going to get 5 more chances like that because the game's just moving that fast, or that's just the way it's played. Because if you look at some of these youth league games, they're actually really high scoring. Like you're looking at 3-3s, 3-4. We just went to Fulham. It was 4-1. Like it's just they're turning and burning this. So it's like you got to be able to capitalize on that 1 or 2 chances the Prem's going to give you, and that's what makes you go from good to great. And that's what we need. And I hope Mud Dog and Felix can piece this together. I'm glad Felix is kind of off the field. I'm honestly glad Felix caught this ban because if we can introduce him, if Potter, and again, this has to be with managerial style. If Potter can mold that and go, hey, we don't have 3, I don't have to burn you and make you run for the next 3 games. So guess what we're going to do? I'm going to make you learn the system. I'm going to make you learn the pieces, where these guys are going. You have practice. You're going to practice. You're going to practice. You're going to practice. And you're not going to be tired. You're not going to be mentally burned or worried about getting hurt. So, like, I hope they've capitalized on that time. And I am excited to see them both. I think they both start whenever he comes off the ban.
Well, I'll say this real quick. You were talking about quality. Thiago Silva. I mean, my man is still just. He's a machine. And we're about to give him another contract.
We're about fighting father time, like Ronaldo's fighting father time. Whatever Thiago Silva's made of, I want that. He found the fountain of youth somewhere in Rio de Janeiro.
I mean, he is.
It's
every time I watch him, I'm just blown away.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just blown away. But
he plays like he's 25.
But yeah, I saw that Chelsea's going to give him another contract.
Yeah, I think a 2-year extension, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it till he's 40.
So
he got the 3-year, right?
As far as Felix goes, he'll be back for the West Ham game on the 11th. Does he take Mount's place?
I don't think he takes Mount's place. I think they shift Mount over.
So Felix will play out wide. So you think it should be Mud Dog, Havertz, Felix, and Mount?
I think Havertz is the one that gets the axe here.
I do too. I think Felix plays in the middle.
Absolutely.
Really?
With Mount to feed Mud Dog.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Feed the beast. You want to play Feed the Beast? Guess what Chelsea's known for? Notoriously known for. We'll feed a beast. You want to be Eden Hazard for 2 seasons, Mud Dog? We got you, bro. We'll feed a beast.
Drogba? All right.
No, yeah. You want a Drogba? Right. Well, we know how to feed. You want a Diego Costa? Want us a league? Want us a golden boot? We know how to feed a beast.
Also, you've got Matabuke that Chelsea just signed that's going to play out.
Yeah. The PS here. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean,
Anna's coming, and we got Nkuku from
Nkuku coming this summer.
Nkuku, see, and this is where Mount does drop off, and this is where I'm actually really hurt because it's Chelsea led, for the badge and all this. It doesn't mean anything anymore. I think Mount either Mount has to take Jorginho's spot and play more defensively to piece the midfield together, or he loses his spot because when we get Nketiah or when we get Nkuku and Mud Dog, so it's going to be Felix takes that spot, which you're exactly right. Whenever the squad gets assembled, Felix takes that cam to feed Nkunku and Mud Dog as a 2-striker team. So it's going to be a 2-1, and then they'll put a center. They will find Conte's replacement if he cannot get healthy after this huge injury spell that he's had.
He won't. He's done.
I don't think he is as well.
Well, Saucedo is the potential.
Move on. Yeah, I think y'all are going to win Declan Rice. I think I think that's done.
I do too. I think we get Saucedo though from Brighton.
Yep.
And they're really going to go for Enzo. They really, really are going to go for Enzo.
And when we get the Argentinian, Mount does not have a spot in this one.
No, he doesn't.
Play out wide, unless he does play left mid, unless he does play right mid and tracks, it's just he loses his middle ground because we're not going to play what's his name?
But Felix is on loan, so Felix will be gone.
But
Felix is going to get bought after that.
There he is, because there's a stipulation in his
if
in
he
his
performs to a certain level, we can buy him.
Fair enough. Well, speaking of feeding the beast, we'll go ahead and pop up these the predictions league.
Yo, Patrick.
Patrick is just
my man
crushing it. There you go. There it is. Just absolutely killing it.
I love the photo.
He had an 8-point lead at the beginning of the match week. As you see, it's now a 10-point lead. Here we are,
okay. You only got 7 on me. Okay.
You got two this no, dude. Do your math. That's 17, bro.
17.
I have on you. Don't worry about me. Why are you worried about me? This guy.
I'm not catching. I'm Chelsea right now. I'm not catching Patrick.
I gained 11 points this week. That's not bad. That's not bad.
You're 22 points back.
I thought my boys. I thought my boys over at Bournemouth had it. They had that 1-0 for so long. I was rooting for them. So we'll get to it. I know.
Did you watch the highlight? No, that's next. That's next.
Okay.
Did you watch the highlights?
I didn't get. No, I haven't yet. I need to go back and watch it.
Forrest had a goal disallowed before the Bournemouth, like right before the Bournemouth.
Next 5. They took it in next 5.
And then Forrest had to fight. Man, I'm mad. I'm mad at this result. Like, if you're trash, just be trash. Come on, Bournemouth.
They're an enigma. You said it podcasts ago. You said it weeks ago. They're an enigma.
Yeah,
you never know.
Cherries, baby. The cherries.
Sacked their manager and won 8 games on the bounce or something stupid like that.
I wish we could do that.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, I bet you do.
Hey, we did. We won 9 games after, or we had.
Stop it against Zagreb. And a amazing call in Milan. Stop it. Yeah. That man got gifted.
The wonder.
Champions League money,
that
bro.
Man got gifted. That
money.
Man is
money.
When Gio Reyna puts the goal past us and embarrasses us, I am going to be so upset.
I can't.
He hit a shout out. He did absolutely hit a banger.
It was a banger
of a goal. Yeah. But anyway, we'll get back to the Bournemouth game. Okay. I was hopefully holding on to that 1-0 lead so much because I know I need the points.
I'll tell you, talking about needing points, man. Forrest, how bad have we hated on Forrest on this podcast
all season?
We have. Oh man, we have done so much.
All the pieces are coming together finally. It only took them 20 games.
It wasn't their coach that said we're just not good enough, and they got fired. It was
that was Scotty Parker at Bournemouth.
Yeah. But when they asked the Nottingham Forest coach,
they asked him.
He was like,
He defended his guys. He defended his guys for real. He kind of deflected.
I just watched this go down. I'm not gonna.
He's the only reason he stayed was because the fans love him. The fans loved him. He brought him up, and hey, man, I'll be the first to eat my words. 13th place. Yes, maybe it's because Leicester are terrible. Leeds can't figure it out. Bournemouth is terrible. Southampton are bottom of the table. Frankie Lampard's just been fired. West Ham are, finally got a win in 8-9 games. So, Wolves are terrible. How should I go on? Like, finally, Forrester got their nose in front, and good on them, man. I mean, I don't have an issue with it at all.
All those pieces coming together.
Earlier in the season, City put 5 past them. Arsenal put 5 past them. Brentford put 3 past them. They were just getting wrecked all over the shop. But
I thought both goals were very striker finishes, though. Like the first one, break in transition. I just thought both. I thought it was. I honestly, from watching it, unfold the way it is. I was holding on to the 1-0 because I need the points in the league. You called it. You were like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And I said, "Nah, watch. It's just I knew I had a feeling."
Praying to the prediction God.
But I do feel like a 1-1 was deserved by both squads in this match. I don't feel like either of them. I don't think either of them deserved to lose.
Yeah. I don't know. It's worth noting that on the disallowed goal, it was on a free kick. Bournemouth have given 14 goals from set pieces this season.
Oh, that's not good. I didn't know that.
That's insane.
That's not good. No,
Good.
you can't do that.
No.
Not one bit.
Yeah. I actually, during this time slot, was watching the Leicester City Brighton game. And this is just another team that, first of all, we'll say it again. We love saying it on the pod. How does Brendan Rodgers have a job?
I don't know how he has his job.
We're just going to keep singing this tune.
It's got to be something in his contract that just
He's
says
got
he
dirt
just keeps,
on whoever is in charge of firing this man.
At one time, seriously, there was a college basketball coach. His name was Paul Hewitt. He was at Georgia Tech. He took Georgia Tech to national championship game, and when he did that, he signed a contract where it just reset itself every year, no matter what. And so for like 5 years, his teams were terrible. And so they ended up having to pay him like $12 million to get out of it.
Well done.
So maybe Brendan's got something like that going on.
Boys, I figured it out. Ivan Toney put a bet that Brendan Rodgers would not lose his job until the end of the season. Rodgers, whoever's in charge of Rodgers, put a bet on that. He's like, "Oh yeah, now we won't have to fire this guy to the end of the season." So he put a bet in on it too. So the bookies in the ring, they're all in on it. So my man cannot lose his job until the end of the season.
The whole thing. I thought that Brighton were uncharacteristically bad in this game. They were sloppy. I mean, I hate giving Leicester credit. I loved hating on them earlier in the season, and then they went on that 5-game run, and I'm just like mad about it.
Well, I think this kind of goes back to the point we were making previous pods, and I know we made it last week. What separates the good teams from the great teams are going and playing against the bottom of the table and finding a way to win and keeping that that quality up. This is obviously an example of Brighton's not there yet. I mean, they looked like a machine for the last 3 weeks. Then they go to Leicester and just like, what?
They rescued it.
Yeah.
Brighton had to rescue this point.
Yeah.
And there were points in this game where I was like sleepy. Yeah, I was not with it.
That's about as bad as the Jack Grealish insult that went around on the line that like, oh, it's never good when a tackle is the highlight of a winger's match.
Yeah.
I got sleepy during this match is such an insult to both squads.
Scored a goal in that game.
Both squads. And you know what's sad is like they'll broadcast one of those games and like some random kid or some random adult's like, oh yeah, I'll watch this soccer game, and it's that, and they're like, oh this, it's boring, it's low scoring, and no one knows. Yeah, it's like no, because you watched a Brighton Leicester game midday on Saturday. Like,
I think that Leicester defended well, though. You got to, as much as I love hating on them, you do got to give them credit. They defended well. I think Brendan Rodgers has finally gotten away from starting 4 center attacking mids across the front. He's finally realized that that's idiotic. Maybe somebody's like, hey, you got to at least go through the motions here. I know your contract says that you're safe, but come on, let's some semblance of some.
You gotta at least change it up. Yeah.
But what's so crazy about Leicester is like they set up to defend like they couldn't score a goal to save their life versus Manchester City. But then you're not setting up that way ever again. Why would you do it against City? You don't. That's not how you play. And then you come in and you give this performance, and I'm just like, if you played like this versus City, it would have been a way different game. He would have gotten wrecked, but you would have had some respect to it. I think there's a little bit of pride for the shirt that has to come in. at some point, and I think maybe they did have some of it. I wanted to hate on Harvey Barnes because he was awful, but then of course he scored a goal as soon as I had the thought, I was like, man, he is terrible. And then
I cannot wait to rag on him.
he scores a goal, like, so whatever, that's out the window.
That's out the window.
But credit to Brighton for sticking in there, sticking with their game. I think they're looking good. I always love seeing my man Danny Welbeck.
Yeah, you gotta again for the badge player.
He got the start
for the badge player in Danny Welbeck.
Like his first start in 18 seasons or something like. No, but yeah, like you say, Patrick, better teams would have won this game. Better teams would have won the game. All right. Simultaneous to that game, or another couple of games. Let's see here. It was an odd weekend, I thought. There were some interesting ones and then some ones not so much. The Southampton Villa game, though, was pretty interesting. I thought that Southampton, as far as the highlights were concerned, I thought, because they have been good at home, I thought they were decent. Had a goal disallowed. It's a lot of VAR this weekend.
A lot of VAR. Isn't there now? It's
VAR. Well, we were wondering where it went. It disappeared there for a while.
Yeah, definitely disappeared in Manchester.
Yeah.
Well, it's written in the contract. It's like, oh, when we play this team, there's no VAR.
Yeah.
I
think, go ahead, Patrick.
No, I was just gonna say again. Southampton just kind of they're not good, but yet they continue to be kind of a tough out for everybody. You got to think that at some point the worm's going to turn a little bit for him when you got James Ward-Prowse, who, I mean, the dude's an automatic when it comes to free kick. It seems like at some point you think, okay, they may. I mean, I know that Villa found a way to win, but still 1-0. I mean, you should against Southampton. I think you should probably do better. But I think, I mean, even when I watched them against Everton, I came away a little bit more impressed than I thought I would for a team that is at the bottom of the table. So I'm wondering if maybe they're starting to find a little bit of something, but then the quality is just too high right now. But who knows? Maybe they'll do something in the transfer window here over the next 8 days that will kind of help them get out of the bottom, because it is a dog eat dog world down there. I mean, everybody's separated by like 3 points total, so who knows how it's going to end.
When did Stevie G lose his job?
Right before the World Cup, right?
Before the World Cup, yeah.
Right before the World Cup.
Mm-hmm. Unai Emery got them playing well.
Right, I was about to say there's a little bit of a resurgence here from Villa. If you look at their form,
Ollie Watkins.
I knew. I just didn't know when Emery took over for. I didn't.
Yeah. He's a long-term manager, so they're
they take Tottenham, they tie Wolves, they take it to Villa, they take it to Leeds. Like
Manchester United.
They got Leicester this coming week.
Yeah, they got Leicester this coming week. I think they're gonna get smacked by City after that, but I mean, there's a chance to pick up. That's 3-6. That's 9 points.
And they're on a 2-game win streak right now.
Yep,
they'll be one of the teams that make it out of that mire.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, they've already kind of bounced out of it. I mean, between from Leicester down to Southampton, they're separated by 3 points.
What am I talking about? They're in 11th. They're good.
Yeah, they're fine.
They've had this nice. Hey.
I gotta revel while we're on top. You know that.
Hey, the years we come 10th in the league, we win champs. So you know what? Maybe I hope I'm wrong, and we take it to Dortmund and we move on.
I think we can beat Dortmund. I do.
I hope we can beat Dortmund. If we don't, it makes a major statement.
Most definitely.
Except when Gio Reyna just runs over you.
When he hits a banger like he did, yeah.
One of the biggest results of the weekend, the El Sacico Now everybody was
Ooh.
calling this game
Everybody.
and I was like, man, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. I was wrong. I can't believe it, man. This feels so bad. Frankie Lampard. He's
I
gone.
mean, it just shows that I don't know where Everton's plan is really because
I don't know what their plan is.
wasn't
Weren't they on a transfer ban?
who did they have before Frank?
Ancelotti?
Holy cow!
It's been a couple of years since Ancelotti.
Then
Right.
who'd they have after?
I thought
But
they
Frank's
had him.
been there a couple years.
No, Frank's been there a year.
He's been there
12
1
months.
year since
12
January
months. Yep.
2021.
12 months. But see, and this is just the thing. Everton, it shows that he did it. He saved it. He saved y'all. He got you out of relegation. It was a hard fought battle. Chelsea gave him some points. We were like, hey, we know you need this. Here's 3 points right at the end of the season to get them out of that. But it just shows there's a lack of faith to get them out of this rut and to not, I don't know where they're wanting to be. Like, is 10th your goal? Like, if that's the goal at Everton,
They would love 10.
well, that's what I'm
They
saying.
would love
is
10th right now
That's
for
what I'm
sure.
saying. Like, what's the goal here? Is it to get out of relegation? Because if that's the case, then like, why not sack Frank once? I guess they can't risk. I don't know. If Everton, it might be good for Everton to go down. I mean, it's sad to say because Everton's been in the league for
ever.
Okay, so they had okay. It went
Would it bankrupt them?
Ancelotti
Like
to Benitez to Duncan
Roth.
Ferguson
Yeah.
to then Frank Lampard. But Ferguson was for like 2 days for 2
They
weeks.
ran through some managers there between.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. That's bad. I do feel bad for him, but again, it's poor form. I mean, what do you expect? Like, this is why we keep saying, why does Rodgers have a job? And I'm on the whole Potter out situation because if you're not picking up points, you're really not helping our. Again, 40. No, now it's like 36 or 37. 37% of our points are Thomas Tuchel's. That's sad.
It feels bad to say it because, even I am a fan of Frank Lampard, It feels bad to say, but his statistics as coach are not great.
He's not a modern day coach. He could have coached 10, 15 years ago when he was a player.
His best win rate was with Chelsea.
His win rate at Everton was 27.91%. Thank you,
Working
Wikipedia.
with, man. I mean, like Everton's.
It was like 51 with Chelsea. He was about.
It wasn't bad. He got us all the way through champs, and Thomas went on to win it. Like Frank started that campaign in the Champs League. Thomas went on to win it.
Yeah.
But we'll say this about Frankie. Like I do feel bad, but again, I don't know what to expect because
they're bad.
They're bad. And I don't know if it's front office. I don't know if it's back end. The players aren't wanting to play, but Frankie's not a player's coach. Frankie demands the best out of everyone. Frankie is a player's player, but he is not a player's coach. There's a huge difference between the two.
But I think you got to look at some of the players as well. I mean, Alex Iwobi has dropped off a cliff. His performances have off of a cliff. Damari Gray is the only one that pops up with a goal every now and again. Calvert-Lewin is just not the same. It's sad. His injury, like he's just such a long time off on the sideline, and he's not the same at all. It's kind of depressing.
I don't know why he doesn't like Alexander. I like Gordon. I liked Gordon from the time he played early in the season. I thought he was a decent striker.
So overrated.
He is. He's very overrated.
I like him.
Well, that's why you're not coaching in the Premier League.
He might do better than Lewin.
Probably do better than Potter, right?
Do better. I mean, anyone can do better than Potter. How do you not pick up? God, Potter is the worst coach in the league right now. You know who should get fired? Potter. Because he's the worst coach mathematically. He's worse than Frank.
What's that pin say? Yeah.
Potter State. No, wait, this one.
Not that side. I was about to say you got on the wrong side.
Speaking of under pressure, David Moyes releases a little bit here.
Hey, and I wish Lewis was here, but like Pep. Like speaking of Pep is coming out with some pep in his step. Like there's some fire coming from him right now. There's some frustration coming out of Man City.
let's hold that for 2 seconds because
We will. Yeah.
we'll get there for sure because they brought it versus Wolves. But
Thor's hammer.
I think that Jared Bowen is quietly having himself a season. He's like their only option, their only source of goals. He got both of this game.
He had a pretty good year last year too. Because I remember having him on my fantasy team. But again, you look at this West Ham team and you're like, why aren't they winning more? I mean, I know, Antonio's there, of course, Bowen, of course, Rice. But I don't know. They just
Said Ben Rama hasn't been as good as I think he's been underperforming. Lucas Paqueta's been okay, I guess. I think he hasn't been as good as he was hyped up to be either. But I feel like Declan Rice is suffering.
Yeah.
And Zuma's not the defender everybody likes to think he is. He has some accolades to him, but
he's old.
He's just not
he's old at this point.
He's playing on a terrible knee too. I think he's had 2 knee surgeries now?
2 with us. That's what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Golly, when he tore his knee the first time in the Champions League, I was like, man, his career might be done.
That's one of those players where I really felt bad because he showed so much.
Oh yeah, he had a lot of potential.
Well, he was good.
And kind of going back to what we were talking about earlier about players having a different mindset in terms of I'm supposed to play here. Kurt Zouma is a perfect example of that. Was it Jose who put him at freaking center defensive mid in the Champions League?
Yeah,
I think it was Jose, wasn't it?
Just just play that defense just a little bit higher.
Jose said about Kurt Zouma, it was one of the few players that Jose's come out and spoke specifically about player to player. Jose said that the future at Chelsea's defense lies within Kurt Zouma while he was there. He said, this is what I will build my defense on. And Kurt Zouma got hurt.
Yeah, he was fantastic.
Yep.
I hate he got hurt because he was one of my favorite players actually there for a while because the dude talk about play for the badge, dude play for the badge.
Sidebar again, I don't know why. Again, play for the badge. Again, this is where I have a problem with clubs and players because players tend to do it because they understand the clubs don't they don't care. Tamori, if Zouma goes down, we should have kept Tamori. Because I love the way Tamori plays. Tamori is a passionate player. But again, we'll get into all that again, weeks and weeks. We have a lot to cover. But no, I didn't watch this West Ham Everton game. I tend not to watch Everton games.
I wouldn't
West Ham games.
I wanted to watch this game. There's no reason to watch this game.
Right.
I was not riding on it, but for the neutral.
For the neutral, right. I was just like, I'm good. I'm not gonna.
Anyway, big win for West Ham. Speaking of big results, Crystal Palace getting a couple of big draws back to back. Another team that they're
not a favorite of the podcast.
No,
just say that.
They can get out of here. They can get out of here with that casual Willie Zaha crap.
Jake's behind. I will tell you this. I think if we do the math, if we go by and review it, I think Crystal Palace is the reason why Jake is trailing. Patrick,
don't say that. If I drop 10 points, guessing
I think if you go add the Palace points up, I think Jake is right on par with you. Because that man for the first few weeks, I can't even tell you. He was like, "Oh, Palace has got this one. Palace has got this one." He just floated it.
Palace don't got it. They don't.
Palace. You want to talk about
Speaking of Palace, though, got to give a shout out to Chris Richards. He looked really good.
That's good. That's a positive from that game for sure.
He looked really, really good. I watched a little bit of this one. Very disappointed in Newcastle actually. I expected a lot more. I thought that they would smash them.
I predicted Newcastle to absolutely smash as well because Newcastle's been on this great form. They finished chances. They have the quality. I really like Almiron. I would buy. I know he's not leaving Newcastle anytime soon. He's going to be part of that build. I get that. I would love to have Almiron. Like He's a player's player. He
Oh, they got
finishes.
37 wingers, man. You don't need somebody else.
I know. We have 50. It's okay. I would ship you
We're
up.
going to be winger you if you watch it.
I would trade Sterling for Almiron any day of the week.
Newcastle would be fools to do that.
Yeah,
Oh
they
yeah,
would.
absolutely. Oh yeah, and they got all that oil money now. He's not going anywhere.
That would be dumb.
He's not going anywhere.
Newcastle's goals have just dried up a bit. That's 3 0-0s in a row.
Yep. But was it you or Lewis? I actually might have been. Who said Palace has their say in the league run-up right now?
Because they've played United, they've played Arsenal, they play everybody. I think they still have to play City.
You said
Newcastle just now.
get their say. And Newcastle was another one in the top. Like they have a little bit of say there. And they showed up big. I think it was a drop the ball for Newcastle, but they showed up big.
I think
Our next one is United, so yeah, that should be a fun one.
United's gonna be upset.
Yeah, they're gonna be pissed.
Newcastle play Palace or Palace play United again?
Palace play United at United this time.
Yeah. Well, the rest
Saturday.
The rest
Saturday in 2 weeks, huh?
Yeah. It's an international break.
Yeah, that's right.
And we've got so many like cup games and stuff and makeup stuff, So like Arsenal play Friday. The Carabao Cup is semifinals are this week.
The FA again coming up.
The first, yeah. But I think
I am a Derby fan. I want Derby to go all the way now. You know what? 4th round, we'll make it. Derby all the way.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, underdogs.
Yeah, I think the fact that I think maybe I saw a bunch of stuff before the game that Guimaraes was going to be out.
Yeah,
and he played. Was he hurt? Maybe he didn't. He wasn't at his best.
Ivan Toney bet that he would start. So my man phoned it in.
My man. Speaking of Ivan Toney, he took the under in that one.
Oh, he took the under in that game.
Yeah. Did y'all watch these highlights? I actually watched this game instead of the City game, the Leeds Brentford. Did y'all watch highlights?
You watched that instead of the City game?
Yeah,
I watched the City game.
I watched the City game.
Yeah, well, I'm an idiot. I just thought that it would be, an exciting game. Leeds at home are normally exciting. Brentford are worth some goals.
Well, you have this.
I predicted it 3-2. I thought it was going to be a barnstormer. And here I am.
This connection with Leeds, with the Leeds United States of America over here. So of course you tuned in.
Yeah, but they're an almost club. They're an almost.
Oh, that's insulting, Jake.
Have you watched the last 12 games? They've almost been good. Almost. It feels bad to say it, but that, I thought that this one was a real slugfest. This game was really physical. Ivan Toney out there doing his thing. I thought he had a decent game.
Hang on. No, I did catch the second half of this because I turned on.
Yeah.
I turned it on at work. I remember because I texted you about it. Tony looked lost in this second half. Yeah, it just hit me. I actually did watch this game.
Yeah.
Tony looked lost. They just didn't
took a dive.
They just didn't feed him.
It was an interesting one. It was an interesting one. I thought Leeds press was good, and Brentford just weren't at their best. But
I don't know. But I feel like they did get robbed a few chances where this ref impeded this break play that Brentford had in a couple of these, because that's what Brentford does. They hit these breaks, they feed the beast. Tony scores a quick goal. They sit on it 1-0, 2-0. They're good to go. But yeah, there was some awful calls, especially the last. I remember specifically texting you about the last call of this game. That's right. I tuned in really late. The last call was both. I don't understand how you can get fouled for just running. Like, I've played a ton of soccer. I haul down fields.
Rob, actually, but the big play in this game was in the 90th minute when Wissa had come on as a sub for Mbomo, and he's got a breakaway. It's 2v2, and he's got a clear opening in between the defenders. Ivan Toney is by himself.
ISO.
And Wissa cuts it back to the other side.
Yep. Yeah, because we texted about it too. We were like, what is he Do
If
it.
I'm Ivan Toney,
Oh, I would curse you out so fast.
I'm ripping this guy.
So not getting any of his winnings for
And you
sure.
know what's sad? You know what's sad is my Monday night league almost caught that from me, and I was like, a couple of these guys aren't here for that, so like I get it, but like I don't like losing, so I hope you get it. I'm pissed.
I'd be so mad that he
I'm
all
so
there.
right. Like you don't do.
I
You're
mean, for me, he's cost him 2 points because you know,
Yeah.
Ivan Toney's a betting man. I'm a betting man myself.
I'm a betting man.
Play that ball to Ivan Toney 10 out of 10 times.
10 out of 10. Hey, I said it too. One of the biggest examples of this that we have is when my man takes the shot in the late World Cup final instead of laying it to Mbappe by himself on the FIFA 1v1 run. All he has to do instead of taking the one-touch shot is just take the one-touch pass to Mbappe. Again, just play it to make the smart play. I get going for glory, but
cost 2 points for sure.
Cost him 2 points.
Sure, cost him 2 points.
Cost him 2 points. Yep.
But hey, you know, Brentford, it's not a horrible result. You know, you win your home games, draw your away games, you'll be just fine. And I think Brentford are going to be just fine. Leeds are in a dogfight. Leeds are going to struggle.
They are.
Leeds are going to struggle, but it's
They're
going to
only
be
1 point from being in relegation zone.
It's going to be up to what happens when they play the Wolves, the West Hams, the Evertons, the Bournemouths. Those are the big ones for Leeds. Brentford, I figured Brentford would be too much for them, but yeah, so not a bad.
Their next matchup is against Nottingham Forest.
Does best for us, though. I will say this: it benefits us more for Brentford to tie this game than it did for them to win.
What a sad state of affairs.
It is very sad. We know.
You're talking about how Brentford results are affecting Chelsea's season.
I'm just gonna.
That is just so beautiful.
Hey.
I just love to hear it.
But all right, so I'm just looking at the table. Chelsea's next match gets against Fulham. If Chelsea finds a way to win at the Bridge, which I think they should, Chelsea's in 7th.
I don't know, man.
The boys don't lose at home.
Fulham are strong. Let's go ahead and get that. Let's go ahead and get that one in. Because we'll save Arsenal for last, and then we'll do City right before Arsenal.
Yeah.
Did y'all watch that game today?
Yes.
Yes.
At least the second half. I watched the second half.
It was a terrible game.
It was. What the hell was Spurs wearing? First off, like, what is that?
That's just the most disgusting kid ever.
It's Tottenham, man.
It's terrible.
The green socks.
It's Tottenham.
I just
socks, man.
It got chippy too. You had the kick to the chest. That was great.
Yeah, this game turned into real scrappy there at the end. But what Fulham were? This might be the worst Fulham performance I've seen all season. It was bad. It was really bad.
And it wasn't anything that Tottenham did. Like I was.
No,
it was just.
Tottenham didn't do anything this game.
They
didn't deserve to win this game. They didn't deserve to win this game.
The goal they scored, Fulham didn't close down Son. Yes, I know he's had a terrible season, but it's still Heung-Min's son. 25 yards from goal, they didn't close him down, and he just gives a simple pass to Kane, and Kane does what Kane does. You know, he's won the goal every game.
He's a finisher, right?
You can't.
He's a poacher. You can't leave a poacher.
This is really disappointing for Fulham.
Oh yeah.
If you ask me, this is a poor result for them.
I got a question though with this result. If Fulham beats Tottenham here, do you think Conte still has a job?
Of course. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They're gonna let him see out the season.
Yeah, they've already said he's not. They're not even talking about it.
They're not going to renew his contract at the end of the season, so they're going to take the rest of the season to figure out who's going to replace him.
Do you think
they can bring back Pochettino?
No. Do you think Tuchel goes to Tottenham?
No.
Do you think Tuchel takes the England job?
Maybe.
That's more likely.
Wow.
Why would you go to Tottenham? I mean,
actually, Tuchel should take the German job because my man is all about him some badge. But anyway,
Tuchel knows that Tottenham's where you go to lose your career.
This is true.
Yep.
This is true.
No.
to your
I mean,
career.
you look, Jose couldn't
I
win
was about to
there.
say, I hope he
Conte
learned from
couldn't
Jose.
win there.
Yeah. And
I
Conte.
mean,
But no, I think Conte is a little bit under the fire right now because Tottenham on paper should be doing a lot better than they are. But again, it's Tottenham. We all hate Tottenham. I know it's
I don't
here.
know.
I know it's here.
I don't know what paper are you looking at? That
They have one of the best goal scorers in the Premier League, bar none. Period.
okay.
well, yeah.
They have one of the best
Who's
wingers.
creating for them? Who's creating anything for them? Son's been terrible. So don't even mention Son. He's had the worst season we've ever seen.
Do you think he doesn't want to play for Tottenham because this is not Son we've seen?
No,
This
I
is
don't.
not the Son we've seen, and you can't tell me a broken nose is going to change you that much.
I don't know what his issue is. There's nobody in that Spurs team that creates anything. They
No.
did okay today because Højbjerg had an okay game. Bentancur had an okay game. But Fulham, I think Fulham have a little bit of an issue with like being calm in possession. I love their urgency. I love their press. I love their fire in the defense when they're against the ball. But I feel like sometimes they get a little rushed. They get a little excited and they try to do a little bit too much when all you got to do is, like you said, feed the beast.
The beast.
Just
Just give
dump
it to
it,
Mitro. Just dump it to Mitro.
and he'll do it. I thought Fulham were very poor today.
Yeah.
I guess Spurs. It's tough to say Spurs deserve the win.
I thought it
mean,
should have been a draw. I mean, seriously, after watching it, I was like,
I don't know. Fulham just
I
didn't.
get why Spurs won. But it just, I don't know. It was just, that second half was just not, it wasn't fun to watch.
Right.
It really
In
wasn't.
a game where both teams are terrible, you need your match winner to step up. Tottenham's did, and Mitro didn't get his goal. So
Jake, that's actually one of the perfect. When you said that, it that resonated because when I was watching the Arsenal game, the commentator said this. He said, "This is a real test for Arsenal here because the teams that win the Prem, the teams that deserve to win the Prem, the teams that go on to be champions, find a way to win games." They win. It does not matter how. It doesn't matter if you score in the first minute and then you park the bus like Jose for the rest of the 95. It does not matter. You find a way to win that game. And that's kind of what Tottenham did here. They grinded it out. They played kind of physical. Both teams did. So
that's the history of the Tottenham. That's what they do. They that's their whole game plan is okay. Let's find a way to win. I don't know what we're doing today, but we'll find a way.
Hey, I think it's funny. It was Keane first, and then it was Kane. So it was like, hey, man, we're just gonna pass it.
Robbie Keane. I don't remember Robbie Keane, man.
Robbie Keane.
Yeah. But we'll move on.
He had another wasted talent at Tottenham.
He was at Liverpool for a bit, but
he was, yeah.
But we'll move on to the title race and Pep Guardiola with some comment
Heat.
Some smoke. He was
Love it.
Can you imagine what he said to the team after what he came out?
Out of nowhere. No one's safe. Pep coming for
out of nowhere. They have 3 poor performances in a row. And so he's like, you guys are trash.
I am done with all of you. I am going to fire sale the whole team. Like, yeah
this is ridiculous.
And then Thor's hammer shows up again. So,
again, feed the beast. You gotta feed
like,
beast.
Hold my hammer. Let's see what I do here.
Yep.
But I thought from the highlights, I mean, like I said, I didn't watch this whole game from start to finish. But I thought from the highlights that, and I guess the scoreline, it definitely looks like it was all City. But again, I feel like, was this a case of their opponents were really, really bad?
I mean, I watched it. Wolves really did nothing. And I will say this, though. I was watching because I sometimes just like to focus on certain players. Again, love Rico Lewis. He's going to be a star. Dude's going to be a star. But I was watching Haaland, And before he scored his first goal, I noticed that he was doing a lot of walking. He'd make a run, kind of look back, be a little bit frustrated, walk back, and I'm like, okay, there's some issue there. But as soon as he scored, he started giving effort. And I think that's some of that immaturity with him, first off, that Pep's going to have to work out of him, because the team is now looking at him as, hey, you got to score.
Yep.
And when that starts happening, either A, you're going to have other players saying, well, if he's not scoring, we're looking at this guy. That's the persona we're going to take on. But then you have like a Mahrez, who's a professional. You've got KDB, what's up with KDB? He just, I don't know. He's been kind of gone missing here lately.
I
don't know. I mean, he had his cross for the first goal.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful.
He did just make that look like he's been doing that since he come out the womb. He just,
First off, he has.
He just made that look so easy, like it wasn't nothing. It's just so casual, Reece James style, Just here, let's just lob one to the giant,
Oh, I got this. Hold my beer.
Yeah. People.
No, I mean, it felt like he had fallen off for a little bit. Like I don't know if maybe just
KDB's not having the best season.
How good Mahrez and company
is
have been.
So high.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. That's
standard
true.
is very high for KDB, but KDB hasn't really looked the same since he come back from this Belgium squad. Like, he played like trash for the Belgium.
Lukaku just wearing off on everybody.
Just infectious.
Just infecting everybody.
Oh, X, you'll want to hear this, and you probably already heard this, but one of the reasons why KDB got sold was because Chelsea said that they were going to keep Thibaut, and him and Thibaut have like the worst relationship. And so Chelsea decided to keep Thibaut because he was the goalkeeper of the future, and that's why they sold KDB.
And then Thibaut 2 years later is like, hey man, I want to go back to Spain because I hate
exactly.
it. That's the only reason we sold him. That was literally the only reason we sold him, because player mental health. Thibaut kept his family in Spain the whole time. And Thibaut came to Chelsea and was like, hey, I want to go home. Like, I cannot live in England. And they were like,
yep.
The Brits know the Brits suck. So they were like, you know what? Fair. We'll send you back home.
He was probably the wrong choice. He wasn't bad, but he was probably.
But no, KDB. You're right. His quality is so up here that when you don't see it every game, you're like, oh man, dude's falling off. Like, what's going on? But no, seriously, I did find that interesting when I was watching Haaland. He kind of just had a bad attitude till he scored a goal, and then once he scored a goal, he started giving effort, and you saw it. I mean, he even came back on defense at one point. I'm like, what? So
making fly tackles, on the byline. Yeah.
But no, I mean, City looked like City. I think message was heard loud and clear. Now we see if this turns into the City that turns into a machine, or is this just kind of like a quick jump and then it's kind of back to City kind of piddling around till Champions League.
I was about to say, I think the focus has completely changed because Pep's won the league. He's won the league. He doesn't need to do that. But if
Pep wins by not lowering standards for any.
I was about to say Pep's gonna want to win everything except for the Nobody Cares Cup.
No. I'm not saying they're not going to come in second or third. I'm not saying they're going to not participate at a high level and just pull a Chelsea and be like, you know what, we'll come in 10th, but we're winning Champions League. That's not going to be them. I think Pep Guardiola's true focus in even bringing the players that he's brought in is to win that UEFA trophy. He himself, it's not the clubs. Granted, I don't think Man City's ever won one.
No, they haven't.
Okay. It's not the clubs. It's Pep. Pep wants that trophy.
Well, he's won that trophy.
He's won that trophy.
Many times. Pep Guardiola. Are you kidding?
He does not have a UEFA Champions League.
Yeah, dude.
Barcelona he has.
No, we stole it from him.
Munich.
1 year, but I mean...
And we stole it from him in Munich.
Yo, Pep Guardiola has won the Champions
No, he has not.
Yeah, he has. He
No,
beat,
he
he
hasn't.
beat
No, he
United one
hasn't.
time for it.
No, he hasn't.
Guardiola is 3-time European Cup champion. Oh, shit. Yeah. He won in 09 and 2011.
Yeah.
With
They
Barcelona.
beat United one year for it. I remember that.
He beat United in the final in 2009 when Ronaldo was playing for United. Yeah, he won in 2000, and then he never
No,
did it.
Ronaldo wasn't
He never
playing for
did it with
United then.
Bayern Munich.
That was Rooney.
Yeah.
No, he
08,
never
09?
did it.
08, 09 was Ronaldo and
Are
Rooney.
you sure?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2008, 2009 was Ronaldo and Rooney. Yep.
Yep. Because they
Okay,
stole
okay.
it from us.
Ronaldo was in
20.
Madrid for the Tens.
The tens. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that as far as
Wow, I thought Pep
City,
never won it. I'm sorry. I am mistaken.
he's got 3 times.
At Barca with
Well, he's
the
got 2 at
golden.
Barca. He won in 1982 as a player
Okay.
with Barcelona.
With Barca. So they're all with Barca.
All Barca.
All Barca. Yeah. Okay.
I think that, I mentioned it last time. Man City have the potential to go on a 17, to not lose for the rest of the season, but as far as that kind of momentum goes, we're coming for them Friday, and they're coming for it Friday too. So that result is going to be big, and we'll definitely speak on that on the next pod on Thursday, where we'll do a little preview of it.
It's crucial that they
Not-
knock the
It's the
deficit.
Cup. It's the FA Cup. That FA Cup game though, it's more about mentality. It's Friday. It's not. It's
Right.
it's the next game. It's more about.
I thought y'all played the league twice.
We do, but I'm saying that the next game we both play.
Yeah, is the FA Cup. Yeah, right.
It's the FA Cup. But what my point is that game is more about mentality moving forward than because realistically we would both rather win bigger trophies than the FA Cup. But before we'll get to that on Thursday. But the big one, Arsenal Man U at the Emirates, best game of the season.
Oh, that's beautiful.
We'll just right out the rip.
I don't know. Y'all had a great.
Best game of the season, I think.
Don't know.
As far as for the neutral,
I don't know. That game y'all just played was a banger.
That's what I'm saying. The
Yeah,
Arsenal
it's
United game
fantastic.
is the best game of the season.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. I'm
Can you
sorry. I
hear
thought
me?
you said the City game will be.
No, can you hear me, dude?
I cannot actually.
No, this game here, yeah, I thought that it was interesting. I thought it definitely exhibited that United are much improved. I thought that their press gave us some issues in that first half, especially for the first goal, and what a goal it was too. Partey was really sloppy in the first half, I thought, and so he gives the ball away and then just gets wrecked, just gets embarrassed, and and Rashford with a thunderbolt. I mean,
I texted you as soon as that happened. In that play, I texted you. I said Partey gave up the ball it is such bad. It's bad luck, but you credit it to the press, which before we started hitting record. I love the press. I love when offenders take that initiative to press either the midfielder with the ball or the defender with the ball because they know it's an easy break. Rashford was already moving. Rashford banked.
Soon as he megged Partey, he's like, I'm ripping this.
Oh, I'm ripping it. Yep.
And he did. What a goal that is.
But immediately answered.
How does England suck so much with Saka, Kane, Rashford?
Because Kane can't finish big moments because he plays for Tottenham and he'll never win a trophy. It's the curse.
Oh my God.
No,
I just don't understand.
I'm actually going to sign a petition. No Tottenham player on the English squad. We'll just nix it. They can't win trophies.
Bad juju, man.
Bad juju.
Get Spursy.
Don't care. Don't you get Spursy.
But
amazing goals in this game.
I thought that for like the next 3-4 minutes, Arsenal were a little bit rattled, and we had one more mistake right then in that moment that they had another opportunity on the break, and that was it for like that was all they did for that bit of the first half. Eddie comes in, gets his goal, and we were on top for the rest of that half. Man, the way we moved through this press again and again and again, making Bruno Fernandes look like a fool. Just, I mean,
love to see it. I hate Bruno.
move the midfield around, passed around them so many times. They had their press made us give the ball up 3 times, and they had 2 chances, 1 goal, and then their other goal was just some Lloris style goalkeeping, some Kepa style goalkeeping.
Yo,
Kepa.
Ramsdale gave this one away.
Just
How
gave
do you not just
Yeah.
thunder? If
You
you're gonna
gotta
punch it,
instead of
you gotta thunder, but you gotta mean it.
But
Like,
if you go back and look at it, there was not a Tottenham player challenging for the ball. That's why this is such a shock.
United.
should've just
United.
caught it. Or
Exactly.
United,
There was
yeah.
not a United player. There was definitely not a Tottenham player.
Definitely not a Tottenham. Yeah.
They didn't challenge the week before either.
No, they didn't.
But there was not a United player in the vicinity of the ball. It was Tomiyasu and Gabrielle, and Ramsdale tried to catch it over both of them. Oh God, it was a shame.
It was a moment. I remember watching this go down. I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be." Again. I had an old coach that used to say, "Every goal is a series of defensive breakdowns. It does not matter how it's scored. It is a series of defensive breakdowns."
That's the first goal we've given on a free kick, also, or on a corner kick.
Yep.
All year, not all season,
And
like
your first header.
all 2022, yeah.
And your first header that's been scored on y'all.
But then, right before that, though, did y'all see the video? Did Lauren send you the video of me screaming?
Oh yeah. Oh, we got it. Oh yeah.
Beautiful.
It was
Fantastic.
Anything you can do.
Oh
we
yeah, we
got
can
you,
do better.
baby.
Oh
We
yeah,
got
Saka, and then Saka showed that
so much.
when he ran to that corner flag and
The
did the same celebration. Oh, that was an immediate. Just.
I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah,
I hate United so much. I loved it. I was on cloud 9 this game. I loved it.
You were on cloud 9, dude.
I bet. I bet y'all needed this one.
And that was on all day too. That move was on all day, where he cuts in on the left. Classic Messi, classic Arjen Robben style. And it was, dude. When United were getting a little bit tired, Luke Shaw was getting run ragged.
Oh, Luke Shaw got ran.
Getting run.
I love
ragged.
All right.
Absolutely. But
I love Bukayo Saka. I want him so bad. I love, and it's not even the way he plays either. I love him. Like his interviews.
He's gonna sign a new deal. He's not going.
Oh, I know. We'll never get him. It's not one of those like, oh hey, come to the dark side moments with a Cole. We'll never get him. But I will tell you this: I love him. If I got an England jersey, I would get my next England jersey. Might be a soccer jersey because I love him.
20. He's 20.
If you listen to his interviews, he's so humble. He's so down to earth. He's for the badge. He loves Arsenal. He loves playing for England. He's all about, I love him.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Yeah.
I love to hear.
I know. But I will say this, Zinchenko, the passion that man has every time you score a goal. It doesn't. I watched the video today, and it was like every Arsenal goal scored since Zinchenko's been at the club. That man celebrates y'all like y'all won the cup.
Like we won the cup.
He is over at the fans screaming at them. They're screaming at him. He's screaming back at them. He's like,
I want to ask this to Jake because I know this is going to sound like a really weird question, but do you think the celebrations were a little overboard considering what's still ahead?
No, it's Man United. Put them in the dirt. And it's at home. Put them in the dirt.
Here's why. I mean, we can rival game, old rivalry, whatever.
Huge rivalry game.
But here's the thing. We've never been here. This group of players have not been here. Yes, Zinchenko has. Yes, Jesus has. They're winners. But the rest of them have never been in this kind of a title and this kind of a charge, and when they look back on this in 25 years, 30 years, these are some of the greatest moments. We got to revel in it, man.
Yep.
We have to take every ounce
Bring it out.
positivity
Bring
and
it out.
joy and camaraderie and that atmosphere. It really takes that. When you win a title, you can tell that your home field is an advantage
Right.
by far. So when you're after the game, when the fans are sticking around and you're singing and you're celebrating, and somebody that you signed this season is over there, you've scored a goal. Zinchenko's run off by himself.
He's in the stands. He's in the stands throwing popcorn and glizzies at the fans. Like, he don't care.
Saka scores the goal. Zinchenko gets a yellow for taking his shirt off.
Right. I love it. I love that.
Well, no,
love
I
that.
was just more
Love
so
it.
because they're a younger squad. You worry about the highs and lows, right? And I think this is a really good chance. And of course, with there being a gap other than FA Cup, I think this is a really good chance to see maybe even the growth of Arteta. Can he get this team to kind of, all right, shift back over, focus here, because I mean, you see it a lot in other sports, young teams that celebrate after a big win. I'm not saying that they won a championship or anything, just a big win in general. That high keeps them so far that they think, okay, we've now arrived. We're awesome. We're great, and then, the next week they throw a dud up because they need to be humbled again. So that was my thing. Like, I was watching the celebration and I love the passion. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I understand beating United's big and that atmosphere was amazing, but you got still to go. You got a lot still to go. So don't, because they celebrated like they won like the league almost, it felt like, and that's my concern. Like, with them being so young, how do you get them reverted back? How do you get them back to the mindset that they haven't arrived yet? Because I think that's part of the reason why y'all played so well. Because, Arsenal, they're waiting for them to fall. Oh, Arsenal, City's going to catch them.
It's not going to happen.
No, it's not. I mean, I don't think so. I love this Arsenal team, and that's hard to say sometimes.
To your point, it is absolutely hard to say, but I love seeing what's going on. I love to see the resurgence that is happening at that club, and it's all behind. And Arteta was a great pick to rebuild all of this. I will say this, though, with this game, and I hate giving Arsenal any type of credit. London rivals, but you got to give them where it's due. They went down early. When they went down first in this game, early in this game, I was like, oh, I'm worried about the mindset that these boys are going to have. They did a quick huddle. They patted each other on the back. They went out there and got it right back. And then again, got it right back. And then again, went on to find a way to win. That shows the mental fortitude. And again, it's at home. I'll give them the home field advantage. It's hard to go into Arsenal and win. Even doesn't matter who you are. When they found a way to win late in the game, that's when it shifted for me. I was like, okay, that's what champions do. They don't take a point out of this and go, okay, hey, we'll rebuild, we'll work on next week. They go, no, we need the 3. I'm hungry today. Yeah. I am wanting this today. This is Benzema's Champions League run our year. I am going to score a goal because it is what the club needs, and it is what is called. It is written in the stars. At this point.
Lord, Gary
no. And all they have to do is keep consistent. And Jake said it one of the first podcasts when me and him started all of this. Consistency. There is not a fraction of inconsistency in that squad. That's what scares me most.
They're very consistent.
Pep's squad has inconsistencies. That's why they won't win the league. That Arsenal squad Arteta has formed, even if something goes wrong, there is a consistent. They are all of the same band, one sound. They have it. Yeah. Even if you sub them in, they know the goal, they know the role, they know the idea, what we're shooting for, and they've all bought into it. And that's where I have a problem with Potter and all of this. They bought into Arteta's system. Every player on that squad has bought into that system. You can see it week in and week out. They don't deviate from the plan. That's what winners do. And that's why they're going to win this league. And I'm happy for them as much as I can be. I wish it was us as much as I can. But I really, really, really excited to see these city matchups because I do think Arsenal's going to come out on top. And I do think they're going to find a way to win. And Pep's going to get even more frustrated than he is now, because if you see the cracks now, that should give Arsenal all the hope. That should give Jake an immediate be like, oh no, that's blood in the water. We're sharks this year. I'm about to eat you. I don't care if you have Thor. Guess what? I got Thanos snap. I don't care. Like, that's where Arsenal's at this season. It's exciting to see in how the champions breakdown always works. When we won, we got on top from week 3, and we stayed on top the entire time. We did not deviate.
There was
not a moment. Mentality.
There was not a moment in that league where week 3.
Exactly. There's not a moment in the league where you are not on top, because we are the champions. Chase us if you want to. And that's what Arsenal's done. That's what Arsenal's exuded. That's what Arsenal sowed in this Man City matchup, in the Man United matchup. I loved this game. And I can't tell you, from the neutral standpoint, I hate United. I really, you don't understand. I hate United. That is the most hated club for me in the entire league. If that club burned down, ceased to exist, I would be over. If they got relegated, I would be over the moon. If I could buy,
United's ever been relegated, by the way.
If I was rich enough, I would buy United just to shut it down.
No way.
Yes way. Yes way. Yes way.
They've never been relegated.
Oh no, I would make them get. They would be playing in League 3 if I was. No.
I think both of you made a couple of good points. The mentality there. First thing, to your point, Patrick, about maybe the celebrations are too much. Well, we've been accused of that before. It's not the first time we've been accused of that.
Let them fly high, man. Let them fly high.
To your point, X, we've yet to let that make us inconsistent in any way. And it's not just consistent results that we're getting. It's consistent performances. Literally every time we've gone down, you nailed it. Literally every time we've gone down this season, you've never thought, oh, well, that's them done.
Hey,
not a chance. Not even one time have we been like, oh, I don't think they got what it takes. I don't think not even once have we said that, And
when Saka answered right back, that game was
Saka
yours.
Scored before Martinez. Saka scored.
No. I'm talking about that after he answered Rashford's goal with Rashford's goal.
No. Eddie scored.
Yeah, I was about to say
we came out.
Right.
We came out in the second half and scored, and Saka scored the 53rd minute.
That's
goal.
Right. The same way Rashford had scored. Right.
And then they followed up.
And they followed up.
But also Arteta's influence in this game cannot be overlooked either. Ben White got a yellow card in like the 4th minute and didn't do anything in the first half because he was scared and was probably our worst player. And I told Lauren at halftime, I was like, we need Tomiyasu at least by the 60th. And he did it at halftime, and I was like, oh, yes. That worked out. That worked out for sure. And then, the only other point to make is, we're going to miss Jesus. Everybody's, we're going to miss Jesus. Eddie Nketiah.
Dude, I asked you 2-3 weeks ago, does he keep Jesus out of the lineup when he comes back? And I think he does.
Right now, yeah. If Jesus was healthy tomorrow, yeah, you got to stick with the man that's bagging goals.
No, right. You don't sit form for.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not just, and he's not scoring FA Cup goals, Europa League goals. He's scoring versus United. He's scoring versus Tottenham. He's scoring the big goals.
Exactly.
And there was none
big
big.
goals. Yo. Oh man, for real. That was such an awesome game.
He's showing what type of forward he is. He's a poacher. He's a finisher. He knows where to be.
And with that midfield,
light,
perfect.
Just pour it in the water bottle. Shake it up.
His technique is somewhat uninspiring. You're not gonna say, oh, he's silky smooth like say a Giroud. But he's bagging the goals, man.
Or
And
straight brute
I
like
don't
Haaland
care.
or
I don't care if you're putting them in with your shoelaces.
I don't care.
I don't care if they're going in off your kneecap.
I don't care if you have to hit it with your chin. I don't care.
He got 6 goals in January.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's crushing it. He's crushing
Found
it. So
a to
That
win.
should be a player of the month for sure for him.
Oh,
yeah.
no,
good
because
time.
that would make me have 2 Arsenal players on my FIFA squad, and that's not happening. So I'm sorry, it's
Did y'all
not happening.
y'all know that Eddie Nketiah is England's highest under 23 goal scorer
That's
of all
awesome.
Wow.
of
Good
all
for him.
Of
That's
all
awesome.
time. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why he got the Arsenal job, the
Oh.
signed to Arsenal, and then he's been
Over the likes
second.
of, like Beckham and Rooney, like there's some names that come out of
Oh,
England.
yeah.
I mean, under 23s, but I mean, he was just second fiddle for so long, and now he's getting his run. And yeah, I mean, if he doesn't stop scoring, and he's on 14, 15, 16 goals by the time Jesus is back.
Ship him off, make a dime, bro.
Like, no, you're not selling Jesus, or you're not selling Eddie, but I mean, that competition is only good. You
Right.
you don't sit him,
Right.
you don't sit
Or
him.
play them both together. Figure out a way to let Odie feed them both.
No.
By the way, I was wrong. United have been relegated. They were on 4 different occasions: 1894, 1922, 1931, and 1937.
Pre-war, I'm
Yeah.
good. No, that's not even
Pre-war.
history. No, it's pre-war.
But
1894. Like, come on now.
That's almost No.
another thing about Arteta is that Leandro Trossard comes on.
Yes, and he looked like he had been with the team for like 6 months.
After all this talk
Good
of we
signing.
missed Mud Dog and we had to
Just
settle
Mud Dog. Yep.
for Leandro
Good signing.
Trossard. He gets the
Trossard's not a joke, dude. He's a good player.
No, he's a great player.
Great
pass
player.
to Zinchenko. That he got the pass to Zinchenko for him to cross it. And I'm gonna go ahead and straight up, man, not offsides. They didn't.
No, it's not.
They didn't even show it because it wasn't close.
Yeah, I saw it. He was not offsides at all.
No, I've seen a bunch of different graphics of that. I finally did see the VAR line where it said he's onside and the line is like this.
Yeah.
It's that much. The other one with Wan-Bissaka, the other one with Eddie was closer.
Yo.
Second phase of that play was much closer.
Well, it was yes.
Wan-Bissaka kept him on in the back.
Right.
Yeah.
Yo, Bissaka had a horrible game, but Saka had a great game.
Wan-Bissaka had an interesting game because I thought he shut Martinelli down.
Yeah, I did too.
Completely. Martinelli didn't even want to take him on, but he was also just asleep on the back post for the first goal. And I mean,
got to step up on that third one.
He could have
Dude,
pushed.
That first goal was such a great ball. Like it's like to give that as a player. Like I think that's so much underrated. Like we see goal scorers. You're right. We see goal scorers all the time, and we credit them. Like the talent it takes to place that ball on the in-sweeping cross into your man on the run this way, to place the ball in between those two defenders where my man can actually make the run onto it with the curl. It's a great ball. No, it's out sweeping.
Martinelli,
right, out sweeping.
Swinging him towards the corner.
Right, it's out sweeping. So
I can't how are you that asleep though? Like I'm not gonna lie, he should have easily cleared that, but
it was a great striker's finish. It was a great ball in. I felt like it was a beautiful play. Absolutely. Beautiful play.
That's a massive, massive 3 points for the Arsenal. And I think that to your point about not getting carried away, I think Arteta is he's on top of that. He's in control of that. They asked him about his yellow card, and he goes, "Yeah, we can all improve.
Yeah.
We can all be better next week.
No.
We'll be better next week."
I love when managers get caught. Like that is what I loved about Antonio Conte with Chelsea. That's what I love about him as a manager. That's what I love about Mao.
Conte tried to crowd surf at one point.
Yeah, right. That's what I love about Mao. Sometimes, like if you got Mao heated, you knew he was heated on the byline. Like I love Potter's never going to get a yellow. And this is why I want him gone. I don't like him. I just cannot. There's no passion behind this man. Oh, yeah, it's on this side. Yeah, it's on this side. It's my left side. Left side. I cannot stand like Potter's never going to get a yellow. I love it when managers get a yellow. I love it when the managers get involved and get in their face and when the manager sprints across the field to keep my player from not getting absolutely ejected from this league from assaulting a fan. Like I love that. Like, that's what I want to see. That is for the badge.
When Tuchel tried to fight Conte. Yes.
Like,
yes.
I love it. It's just Arteta, and I loved it because this was that kind of game. You need to take points off Manchester United if you want to win this league. You have to take those 3 points. These are at home. These are my points.
Do y'all remember
this is my game.
Do y'all remember when Mourinho and Wenger got into it?
Yeah.
At the bridge?
Yes.
God, man. I'm not gonna lie though. Wenger looked like an old frail stick. I feel like Mourinho at that moment in time would have boxed him up. It would have been bad. It would have been bad.
Oh, dude. No, Mao could have took him.
Mao like a badger. Mao looks like a little badger. Like he was
little Jack Russell.
He was
just going at it.
Got him cornered, you know. He's the special one. Look out.
Yeah. He probably knows like Kung Sudo or something. Like he just takes it on the weekend as casual.
Yeah, well, that title charge from old Man U lasted all of 4 days.
But I will say this: they do look really good. They do look a lot better than I thought they would.
They do look better. They do look better. I think that their issue going forward is they can't break anyone down.
No. Nope.
They can counter. They can counter real well, and they can defend well. But when we had everybody behind the ball, they didn't do a thing. They couldn't do a thing when we were able to get everybody behind the ball. And against good teams who defend well, they're going to struggle away from home. Yeah. I mean, that's what we've seen the last week, and so I definitely think, but Arsenal march on. Good time to be an Arsenal fan.
I love this game.
It was a fantastic game. Absolutely.
It was.
Game of the season. I mean, you called it game of the season. Like this by far was the emotions I can only imagine being an Arsenal fan. The emotions I was on watching this game because I hate Man United so much. I was like really banked into the Arsenal camp here, and I want to see. I love you. If anyone's gonna win the league, I'd rather it be Arsenal at this point because Man City has no fans. Y'all deserved it. You had a rebuild. You've come from it's the Phoenix.
Say this
right?
when Lewis isn't even here.
When Lewis isn't even here, that's cold.
It's okay.
What a shot.
Only Man City fan I've ever met in my life. Like period. Like
I've only met one other City
fan. I know a couple.
Yeah.
But it's like the Phoenix, right? Like you see this, it's so beautiful what they've done this season. And this game it incorporated all of it. It had all of it. It had the finishing, it had the comeback, it had the come from we're up, now we have an uphill battle, or we made mistakes and we have to correct it from the managerial side. Like it had a little bit of everything, and it was just such a beautiful, it was art. Like this game was truly what we love about the Premier League. This game, if you want a game to go watch, regardless of fans, regardless of who you side with, this is what the Premier League really embodies. This is why we love the game. This is why we love soccer. This is our football, whatever you want to call it, if you're in one camp or the other. This is the game that this is what we want every Premier League game to be. And it incorporated all of it. It had strikers finishes. It had great calls. It had some iffy calls. It had some VAR checks, even if you want to incorporate the new age. This was it. It was everything the Premier League had to offer, and it was all in one in 95 minutes. It was beautiful. It was beautiful is how I explain this game. I'm glad y'all came out on top. Y'all deserve to come out on top. I didn't think the scoreline really reflected too much how you presented this game. I think it should have been more of a 3-1 instead of a 3-2. But
3-0. We should have beat them 3-0.
I get the giving it up on the break. again, we talked about it before we got on the pod. I love that style of play. I'm all about it as an offender. I love going.
Of course you are. Look at your title winning teams. Of course you're a fan of Mourinho's parking the bus.
Oh yeah.
Of course you can say something like that.
But this game had it all, man. If you got a game to watch, if you're wanting to show one to your kids, this game had it all. Had it all.
Well, I don't think there's a better sign off than that. We'll go
real quick though, did y'all see what the next GOAT did today? Mbappe.
Oh God!
Oh,
yeah,
only scored 5
in
goals.
the friendly. Yeah.
No. It was a French Cup game.
It was
the cup.
French Cup round 32.
Some division
division no name.
Chopped the 5 spot.
Why is he even in
big
the
deal.
game? If y'all are gonna win 7-0, why is Mbappe playing?
He's got to get some run, man.
All right, whatever. Anyway, we'll cut it right there. Thanks for listening. This has been the For the Badge podcast. Go ahead and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Get the notification bell on. We will be back very soon. Next episode is the preview of hopefully the next best game in the season in the Cup. I'm looking forward to it. Again, thanks for listening. Hope you have a good night.
Bye, guys.